Okay, so good morning everyone. This is Praveen Kumar Bhaskaran. So I'm the staff software engineer from Maxi Technologies Private Limited. And about myself, I have 3 years of experience in LabVIEW platform from the 2017. And after that, I have joined Maxi Technologies in the year of 2019. And I have almost 2 years is completed with Maxi. So that is my experience with the LabVIEW. And our company is founded in the year of 2011, and it is running in Bangalore and Chennai. And we are the Silver Alliance partner of National Instruments, and we are basically a test and measurement company, such as we are doing like the AT machines and telematics, infotainments, and the GNS, CAM, FM toolkits and all. And we are providing the 10K solutions and products and consulting services. And if you want to know more about Maxi Technologies, you may go with www.maxitechnologies.com. And so that's all about the quick introduction about myself and my company. And let's we move on to the topics relevant to the LabVIEW and LabVIEW tips and tricks. And since we have a very short period of time, so I'm going to cover only the 4 tips which is existing in the LabVIEW software. And we will move on to the tip 1, that is in the case insensitive match, right? So the LabVIEW beginners, the tip 1 and tip 2, tip 3, tip 4 are very much useful, I think. For the experienced people, they may used before in their applications. And the tip 1 is case sensitive match. Actually, in the case insensitive match is one of the tool, one of the function in the case structure actually. So as you can see in this picture, just I have taken the 3 case structure in parallel, and I have connected the same case input terminal, right? And I have given the name for the case pages. It is different, right? The name is common, but the format is different. Okay. So, for example, if you take the case structure 1, it has the case name start with the capital S, and the remaining letters are in lower case, right? If you take the case 2, all the letters are in small letters, and if you take the case 3, the all letters are in caps, right? In the caps letters. Since the page names are same, but we have different format are there. There is some upper and lower cases are there. So in default, if you execute this program, right? So the first case will be execute. The first case structure will be execute. And the other 2 case structure won't accept, because since usually in the LabVIEW will do is like it will compare the case structure input terminal, and also it will compare the format, right? If you want to disable this option, so by right click over the case structure, right, uh, you will get an option like case insensitive match. So if you enable this case insensitive match option, what it will do is it will disable the sensitiveness of the case structure, right? So after that, if you after enabling the case insensitive match, if you run this program, what will happen is all the 3 case structures will be executed, because it will after the enabling the case sensitive match, what will happen is it will compare only the data is matching with the case page name, and the case selector data is matching. Okay, it won't check whether it is uppercase or lowercase anything else. So that this option is might be helpful for us. And this is the tip 1, and I hope you understand the tip 1. Maybe we will move on to the second tip, and then the second tip is a linked input tunnel. So it is basically about the case structure only. So usually, for example, if you take your black diagram like this, right? So I have a while loop, and I have put the case structure inside the while loop, and have created 2 cases, right? So in this case structure, we will make some functionalities, and it will be executed for particular case if it is executed, right? So this is the actual function of the case structure, right? If you want to leave the page as empty, so what we will do is we will connect the wires from left tunnel to right tunnel manually, right? So if it is 1 or 2 pages, we can connect manually from left tunnel to right tunnel. So, but if you take, for example, in the case of 100 or more than 100 or 200 cases, so it is not possible to connect the tunnels between left to right wires, right? So it will take long time to connect, right? So for this, in LabVIEW, we will have an option like linked input tunnel. So by right clicking the and the tunnels of the right tunnels, output tunnels of the case structure, you will get an option like a linked input tunnel. So under the linked input tunnels, we will get an option like create and wire unwired cases. So if you connect after selection, if you connect from right tunnel to left tunnel, what will happen is the same thing will be reflected for the other cases also, the rest of the cases also. You doesn't require to do the same for other cases. It will be reflected automatically. So this is one of the important functions in case Excel. So this might be helpful if you go with more number of cases in case Excel. Okay. So the tip 3 is parallel for loop execution. So all of us know that some of the people not yet used the parallel for loop executions, even though myself also. And in the first loop also, you can see that we all know that the functions of the for loop, right? So basically, I have connected the 4 as the number of execution for the for loop, and I have put on a random number inside the for loop, and also I have given the 100 milliseconds as the manual delay for each and every iteration, right? So by end of the execution, what will happen is I have connected the time difference indicator also. So it will calculate the start and stop time in between the start and stop execution. So it will shows how long time it took time to execute this piece of code. So that is the time difference in milliseconds, right? So if I execute the first for loop, what will happen is it will give 4 random data in the array as a result, and also it consumes 400 milliseconds to execute this particular loop, right? So since I have given 100 milliseconds as the manual delay for each and every iteration, it will take 100 milliseconds, right? So since the 100 is my manual delay, so by multiplying the 100 cross 4, it takes 400 milliseconds. So this is what we usually does in LabVIEW. And when it comes to the parallel for loop execution, okay, so by right clicking the for loop, you will get an option like configure iteration parallelism. By choosing that option, you will get an window like for loop iteration parallelism. There will be a checkbox will be there that enable loop iteration parallelism checkbox. In default and LabVIEW, it will be in disabled, that is in off mode. So we have to enable it. Once you enable and press hit OK, and after that the P will be shows as we can show in the as we can see in the picture, right? The P will be created under N terminal, right? So the P is denoted as parallel loop iteration, right? So after that, if you run the same program, what will happen is it will give the same result, but the total time consumed by the piece of code will be 100 milliseconds. Since it is each and every iteration it is running in parallel, so the whole iteration will take only 100 milliseconds. So that this is not a big issue if it is very small number of iterations, that is 4 or 5 something else. If it is goes more than 100, 10,000, 2,000. Something like it will take some amount of time, right? So that we could not wait for that particular period of time, so that we can reduce the time, so that by using the parallel execution, we may reduce the time execution of a piece of code, right? So that this might be helpful for everyone if you are going with higher n number of iterations. And the fourth tip is custom probe. As we can see that the probe is used to know that the value is going through that wire, right? So it will indicate only the value of the wire which is going through the particular wire, right? So it is usually will be like in default format. We can also edit the probe as we can required, right? As per our requirements, as per your wish, we can edit the custom probe. So by right clicking the probe, there will be an option like custom probe, and under the custom probe, there will be an option new is there, right? So by going with the new, you will get an the custom probe program, and front panel and black diagram will be there. So that it will be in default controls and indicators. We cannot remove those controls, but we can add some controls and indicators, and we can add some functions inside that inside the black diagram. And in for example, what I did is, as you can see, this is the program actually. So this part will not be there in the default program. So there will be an DBL button, DBL control, and there will be some functions inside that. And after there will be an own indicator. So this is actually will be there in default. So what I did is I just added the squaring up the value of data and square root of the data. Just added two functionalities inside the probe. So after that, I make save that program. Okay. So after that, wherever I'm calling the probe button and wherever I'm fixing the probe button in the representation of DBL, so I got an probe like this. So since I have modified the default program, right, so that easily I will get an the square and square root of values. Doesn't require to call the x square or square root functions inside the block diagram. Doesn't require to watch, right? So we can directly view the functionalities of the probes in the custom probe as well. And this is an example only. If you want to do something else, you can add up in the custom probe. So this is what the custom probe is. So that's all from my side. I just covered only four tips. This might be helpful for the beginners and also for the experienced people. Some of the people doesn't use some of the options like the probe, custom probe, and parallel for loop execution. So this might be helpful, and thank you for this opportunity, Muruganandam, for providing, for giving me opportunities to present in front of these guys. And maybe a very good experience with us, with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you for the awesome tips and the great presentation. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions to Praveen, yeah, please come up and post your questions.